màu nó thấy màu xanh là lên.
Hello, my name is Hải. This is Hồ Mẫn Đạt. This is Anh Huy. This is our cameraman, Lưu Phúc Đạt. And this is our porter, Trường Di. So today, welcome to our vlog for a city tour in Saigon. We'll be arriving in the first place will be post office of Ho Chi Minh City, the famous book street, the Independent Palace, which is right behind us, and Vincom Center and Nguyễn Huệ pedestrian walk, and there will be one final secret place. So you keep your eyes to the end, okay? And right now, don't take your eyes off the screen. We'll be moving right to the first place. The Central Post Office is one of those places that carries the spirit of old Saigon. From the outside, its yellow French-style walls glow under the sunlight, surrounded by tall trees and the sound of footsteps. When you walk inside, everything feels different. It's cooler, quieter, and somehow peaceful.
But honestly, it wasn't that cool. We went right after lunch, so it was boiling hot. Still, the place looked beautiful in the sunlight.
The high arched ceiling, the old wooden phone booths, the smell of paper, they make you feel like time stopped here a long time ago.
Yeah, the ceiling is stunning. So high it almost feels like a church. Though with all the souvenir stars in the middle, it got a bit crowded. Still, that kind of charm of the busy tourist spot, I guess.
I could imagine people from the past writing letters here, sending messages across the world.
That's true. It really gives off that nostalgic vibe. Peaceful, a bit solemn, like stepping back in time.
Even though it's full of tourists, there's still something calm and nostalgic about it.
We tried to take a rough photo but couldn't find the post. The crowd just kept coming in. For someone just outskirts like me, it felt overwhelming but exciting too.
Just a few steps from the post office is Book Street. A small road, but it feels like a whole different world. The noise of traffic disappears, replaced by the sound of music and people quietly turning pages.
The sunlight that day filled through the leaves. Everything looked golden. It felt peaceful and chill. The kinds of feeling people crave in this fast-paced city.
Rows of bookshops stand under big green trees, and cafes spill their chairs out onto the walkway. The smell of new books mixed with roasted coffee is just a comforting scene.
I remember that tiny bookstore with wooden shelves, small but full of warmth. And there was a cafe with a unique mix of modern and traditional design. They sold all kinds of books for kids, students, and adults alike.
We walked slowly. Looking for art book covers, picking inside stores, and talking about random things.
Yeah, and the people there was so friendly. You could tell they really love books. I remember seeing a lot of students from different schools. They would gather, flip through pages, and talk excitedly about story. It was really cool to see.
It's one of those places that remind you how nice it is to just slow down.
It felt like time didn't exist there. Just books, coffee, and laughter. But well, time does exist. We were kind of unlucky that day because they were having some celebration. It was way more crowded than usual, so filming got a bit tricky.
Tao không có tinh thần làm cái gì hết. Bây giờ thì tao cần nghỉ ngơi một thời gian.
That morning, Saigon felt gentle. We were on our way to 30 the April Park for a short walk and our morning coffee. The streets were filled with vehicles, yet it wasn't as noisy as you would expect from such a lively city.
The weather that day was perfect, warm but not too hot. The air even smelled fresh, which was surprising for such a busy city. It's amazing that you can find a spot like this to breathe, relax, and just chill.
We sat on the grass near the park, right across from the Independence Palace, with cups of coffee in our hands. The sound of motorbikes blend with birds singing. The sunlight filtered softly through the streets.
Yeah, it felt like one of those rare moments when everything moves slowly and you just want to stay a bit longer. The coffee was great too. We didn't expect to find such good drink at such a reasonable price right in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City. The owners were really friendly. The way she talked just make us want to come back again.
Around us, people were chatting, reading, and laughing while sitting on mats spread on the ground. It wasn't fancy or luxurious, but somehow it felt more genuine and comforting than any coffee shop for a famous brand. It was like watching the city slowly wake up right before the rush begins. It wasn't just about coffee, it was about feeling the rhythm of the city right from its heart.
That moment really set the tone for the day. Calm, simple, and full of good energy.
Said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
So, I forgot this part. So, I didn't voice it with the others. So, for the next part of Independent Palace, you will only hear my voice without the others. So, Oopsie oopsie.
Sao mày ngu thế hả?
Tourist attractions here in Ho Chi Minh City are always blooming with visitors, both locals and foreigners. And yes, this is the Independence Palace, one of the city's most iconic landmarks, surrounded by lush green gardens, white roads, and that beautiful roundabout fountain. This place isn't just a building, it's a living part of history. Stepping inside, you'll find a timeless mix of elegance and power. Golden hues, vintage furniture, and grand meeting rooms, all carefully preserved, just as they were decades ago. Every corner tells a story of leadership, diplomacy, and change. It's almost like walking through time itself. And as we move deeper, beneath all that elegance lies something completely different. Down here in the basement is the command center, with old communication machines, maps, and secret tunnels. It's quiet, cold, and full of echoes from the past. Standing here, you can almost feel the intensity of history itself.
Then we walked toward the busier part of the city, around Vincom Center. We decided to take a little detour and find something for lunch. I remember looking around and thinking how beautiful the city is. There's something so calm about the place where we were born.
Yeah, it's one of those places that remind you how alive the city really is. It's so different from the outskirts. The people, everything feels elegant and luxurious. Maybe it's just us feeling that way. For locals, it might seem completely normal, but for us, it feels a bit foreign.
Saigon always has this mix, the old and the new, a calm and a chaos, all living side by side.
Well, I think every corner here had its own story. You just have to slow down and notice it. The old parts tell stories of the past, while the modern past show how much the city has grown. The effort people have put in to make it more vibrant and prosperous.
When we first got there, all of us except Hui was in awe. The quiet street suddenly turned into bright lights, tall glass building.
I like that contrast. It's like stepping from history straight into modern life. The atmosphere here, you could say, it smells like money in the air. All those fancy shops and people walking around it made us feel a bit out of place.
Equal line jumping from the bar to the present in just a few minutes. The tall tower reflects sunlight like mirrors and the people moving fast, stopping, talking and walking.
We planned to stop for a drink there, sit by the window, and watch people pass by, like watching a movie. But to our surprise, the building's layout was kind of strange. The first floor turned out to be the top floor of the mall, so that idea quickly vanished.
We couldn't find a place for lunch at Vincom Center, so we headed to Nguyễn Huệ Work Street instead. We thought that the moment we step in, the atmosphere would change completely, full of lights, music, and people everywhere. But since it was midday, none of that was happening yet.
I remember it was boiling hot. People were working on something in the middle of the walkway, so we couldn't really film except the same. Still, you could see families walking, couples taking pictures, and kids running around playing.
We didn't plan to stay long, but we ended up to walking back and forth, just watching everything, the colors, the smiles, the sound of lights.
I remember the air felt colder after a while, probably because of the recent storms. The whole place smelled like hot pavement after rain. It gave off this oddly calming vibe, not too humid or sticky.
It was chaotic, but beautiful, the kind of energy you only can find it in Saigon.
Yeah, and everyone around seemed happy. I felt like the whole city was fretting together.
Yeah, it was really nice to see not only locals, but also foreigners spending time together. And even though we come from different backgrounds, it somehow felt like everyone was connected.
There weren't any street performers, musicians, or vendors yet, since it was still lunchtime. They were just setting everything up.
I really wanted to see the performers though. They make the street feel like a festival. The city felt alive in every direction, even in the middle of the day. The sacred spot we mentioned in the beginning turned out to be Basong Bridge, or as people call it, Thủ Second Bridge, right by the river. It was the perfect way to end our little city tour. With that magnificent view stretching across Saigon, the sun was supposed to set in warm shades of orange and pink. At least that's what we hoped for. But the weather had other plans. It was stormy that day, so instead of a sunset, we got grey skies and strong winds.
Even with the sunset, it was beautiful in its own way. The water below shimmered softly, and the sea lights started to appear one by one, like stars on the ground.
We actually wanted to film the sunset here. People always say it's magical. With the reflection glowing on the water, sadly, we couldn't capture that.
The air was cooler, the wind gentle. For a moment, the city noise just disappeared.
We didn't even talk much. Everyone was just staring at the view. Then we stumbled upon everything unexpected. A small second-hand book market under the bridge. There were tons of books, from brand new ones to old editions from 10 years ago. Some of us couldn't resist, like the coconut farm owner, Lưu Phúc Đạt, who bought 4 books just to decorate his house.
Still, being there in person was something else. You could see both sides of the city, the calm river in front of you, and the skyline glowing behind you. Well, it's not glowing that day, though.
After that, we walked along the railing, watching boats passing and the city lights so slowly reflect on the water. Yeah, I think that was the quietest moment of the whole day. I remember seeing a few students filming too. They were way more energetic than us. Guess we're the old guys now. It felt like everything had come full circle. From the warm morning to this calm evening. Saigon can be busy, loud and chaotic, but it's also incredibly beautiful when it slows down. And maybe that's what we really wanted to capture, not just the places, but these little moments in between. Saigon is a city that never stops moving, but sometimes when you pause for a bit, you find its peaceful side too. And that's the Saigon we always remember.
Oh, and we even found some old flooded dress near the tree by the river. Someone really know how to enjoy life.
Saigon, a city that moves, shines, and stays in your heart.
So, alright guys, this is the end of our vlog, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. And you can try to visit destinations that we have mentioned in the video. And see you next time in the next video. Bye!